back with my second big natural beauty product reveal, and this time I am using a brand by the name of Vapour Organic Beauty. I also found them the same way I found the other brand. I ordered the samples directly off the website, and they actually have a sample kit for this particular one. So I believe the kit is $15 and you get 5 samples of whatever you want to choose. So in this sample I got 2 foundations, 2 concealers, and a lipstick. The samples look something like this. They came in like small pots, and then one of them came in this tubular type of size. They're all very small, probably 1 to 2, maybe 3 applications out of each. All of these are cream based, whereas the last ones that I used were mineral / powder based. So it kind of gives you a different feel. On my face now, I am wearing all of the products. You're gonna see in the video how it actually looks. I went in and had to do some correction before I got on film so that it could look halfway decent. For the most part, this is the face, and you can see it more in the raw form throughout this video as I explain the products that I got. On this side of my face, I did something different than this side. So I used the different foundations and the different concealers that I got, and I paired them up. For this side of my face, I used the Atmosphere Luminous Foundation in 150, and it came in a small sample size like this. And I used my fingers to apply it because honestly, when I first tried to use my brush, it was just too hard to even break open. So I felt like the warmth of my fingers would help make that glide on a little bit better. And as you can see, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, I just don't know about it. So I'm thinking that it might come in a foundation stick, which would be easier to use on your face directly. But you know, of course, these are sample sizes, so you gotta do what you gotta do. On the other side of my face, I actually used the foundation that is in the tube, and it's the Atmosphere Soft Focus Foundation in S150. Honestly, it's so hard to get out the tube that I barely had any product to use on this side of the face, but I'm pretty sure I could get more out of it once it maybe warms up, or you know, can get out. I don't know, I had to bang it really hard, and so I used my fingers on this side, and the coverage is not as deep as this side. It might be because of the creaminess of that one foundation versus how this one is in a tube, but it just didn't give me that full coverage that I was looking for on this side of the face. For each side of foundation, I also used a concealer. On this side of my face, I used the Illusionist Concealer in 40, and this, I used it with my fingers as well because it was very hard to get out. It doesn't blend in that well. It was not really doing it for me, and I don't think this is really my concealer shade, so I will not get this one again. But I used it underneath my eye and like along my nose and a little bit around the mouth, and I tried to do as best as I could. I also used it underneath my brow bone just to see what the color was like, and both of them are very light, so nah. On this side, I used the concealer that is 50, same brand or same style of concealer and everything, but it just was really hard to blend. I don't understand the whole blending situation, why it was really hard to get that to blend in, but it was. And it also left it feeling like not even cakey, like it just didn't blend well. And then maybe because the color's off, it didn't really do what I thought it was gonna do. But on my lips, I used the lipstick sample in Siren. It's called the Siren lipstick Vibe 411. It came out very frosty. I'm not really a fan of frosty lipsticks, but when I saw it on the website, it looked very dark, so I thought that it would be a very dark purple lipstick, and y'all know how I feel about my purple lipsticks. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to find me an organic lipstick that is deep purple, and it's about to blow my mind. And I wasn't blown away by any means. As you can see me applying it, it's very faint, and so I went back around and applied it again, and it didn't do it for me. So right now I'm actually, I have this color underneath but I lined it with a little bit of brown and I put another purple on top. All in all, I can say that, you know, it was worth the try. I'm still on the quest to find the best, and you know, this might not have been it, you know. So what I ended up doing was going back with a powder and just setting my face with a powder so that it could not be as splotchy on camera. Maybe I'll post some pictures on my Instagram and my blog, somewhere around there throughout this time, just to see if there's a difference when I apply it full face versus half and half. In the package, you get a ton of like flyers and brochures. So one of them is the Vapour Organic Beauty lookbook pretty much, and you can look through it and see the different types of things that they offer. So I know that what I got for my foundation, the Luminous foundation, is actually a stick. So that's why it makes sense that it looks like that, because it is a stick. I'm looking now and it is a stick. So it probably would glide on better if you put it as the stick versus trying to scoop it out of the little pans. And then it also shows you which concealer you should get, and it says which one pairs well with which. But honestly, that 50 did not really pair well for me. At least I don't think it paired the best for me. I actually got the 150 foundation, so you would think that the 50 paired best because that's what they say, but you probably should, I don't know. I think that the 40 actually paired best with it for the look that I was going for, because it looks better than the 50 does on this side, in my opinion. But yeah, it has different girls on here, so you can see the different tones. It also gives you a step-by-step of how to apply the makeup, what you should do, how to conceal, how to contour, but it shows a fair lady. So they may not have the colors for brown girls, you know, women of our skin color, because they didn't really show examples of that, and I'm thinking that a lot of this stuff is not really catered to us, but they do have some of the colors, you know, just like any other brand that is not necessarily catered to brown women. They might have some things, but they ain't got everything. And then they also have a little flyer that shows where they've been pressed, and I kind of look ashy.
Vapour Beauty tried to vaporize me into a ghost. Golly.
If you are a brown girl and you have used Vapour Beauty, please leave a comment below and let me know what you've used in that line, what you really like, what you didn't really like. I'm gonna keep tabs on my comments and take suggestions. Check out my other video that I posted on another organic brand before this one. You can check that one out. I'll have that in the description box below or somewhere on this video as well, just so you can see where I'm going and the journey. Any other comments, suggestions, please leave those below. And until next time, fam, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.